Hey everyone, it's Killy here, and today I'm sharing a layout and process video for Scrap Squad. This week's Scraplift is in the top right hand corner, and I've also added the link in the description below. If you're not already a member of the Scrap Squad Facebook group, please do join us. We do upload a new Scraplift as inspiration every week, and we also have some events and challenges and things throughout the year as well. Now, today's Scraplift is definitely a different one. I don't think we've done anything like this before. So I was really excited to give this one a go. I pulled out the, I think it's called Safe Travels. Let me just double check. Yeah, Safe Travels collection by Simple Stories. And I picked up this collection purposely for scrapbooking our holiday that we went on back in July. We went to a place called Angler's Paradise, which is in Devon. And it was absolutely beautiful. I'm not into fishing myself. My husband enjoys fishing, and we also went with his mum and her partner who enjoy fishing as well. My son TJ does like to fish. Darcy's never been fishing before, so this was a new experience for her. And she absolutely loved it. She's like a natural when it comes to fishing, as is my son TJ as well. And I've got so many photographs of them fishing with fish, of all the different fish things that were around Angler's Paradise as well. And even though I'm not into fishing, I still had a fantastic holiday as well. It's such a beautiful place, such a beautiful part of the country as well, because we didn't stay on site the whole time that we was there. We did go off and go to beaches and little towns and things as well. So it was definitely a holiday for everyone. But this photograph that I'm scrapbooking today is of Darcy stood by the lake, and she's with my husband's mum's partner, who she calls Dan Dan instead of Grandad. And the reason being is it's just that Tom's niece used to call him Dan Dan when she was younger, and it's just continued through all the grandchildren. And she's stood next to him, and he's pointing at something in the lake. And I mean, like I said, she absolutely loved it. She loved, the whole fishing thing. She loved catching the fish, holding the fish. She really did enjoy herself. And this photo is just such a lovely memory to document of that time that she spent with, her grandparents, because of the fact, obviously, we had the whole COVID thing. We missed out on so much time together. So going away for the week definitely made up for that for us. So anyway, whilst I've been rabbiting on about our holiday, I have started to create my page and lay out everything that I'm going to use. I've gone for this gorgeous like mustard pattern paper, which has got some pink arrows on to go down the side. On the original layout, there's a blue, I think it's a blue gingham going down the side. My photo is a 3x4, but it's different orientation to the original layout. So I've gone for a cut apart that is a square rather than kind of the rectangle. And this actually fits so much better on my A4 layout anyway. And I love what it says. It says go, see and do, which I thought worked really well for these photos. And the reason that I've gone for this collection, even though it's more of a travel themed collection, it's not really about fishing at all, it's just because there's so many things about exploring and just being outside and being away. And the colours literally match my photos perfectly. I've been really enjoying using this collection for scrapbooking these photographs. I actually think I might need to buy some more of it because I took so many photos, so I think I might need some more. Now I'm starting to commit to the pattern papers on the background. I've stuck down my main strip along the side. I'm now just cutting down my photograph. I think I'm going to back that, which I don't make you watch me back the photo. Everyone knows how to back a photo. I didn't feel the need to show that. And I'm distressing the edges of all my papers just to add some texture on the page. And I do go off camera shortly and I do some machine stitching, again just to add another texture onto the page as well. So yeah, so I'm not committing to these pieces yet because like I said, I do want to go and do some machine stitching off camera, but I'm just getting things ready so that once I've done my machine stitching, it is just a case then of sticking everything down back in its place. I'm cutting down my tag here, and there is some little icons on this tag that I thought I could fussy cut, and because I was tucking it behind, I just chopped that bit off the bottom so I can use that and, you know, make my kit stretch that little bit further when it comes to embellishing on these holiday photos. So I'm now going to stick some strips down of pattern paper at the top, again sticking with the colours of this kind of like teal and mustard colour at the top. I chose the colours for this layout from the cut apart card which says Go, See and Do, which has got the greeny teal, the mustard colour, as well as the pink, and it also has a light blue as well, which I don't bring any of that colour in, but I think it still works really well. So I've cut those strips down to size and I've distressed the edges of those as well. And I'm just going to stick those down with some wet glue. I think I mentioned in another video recently that when I'm going to be machine stitching through pattern papers, I make sure to stick down the paper with glue rather than my double-sided tape, and that's just because tape tends to gunk up my needle, whereas glue, once dry, does not seem to do the same thing. So it just works a lot better for me and I'm not having to mess about too much with my sewing machine needle. So yeah, so those stuck down. I'm just going to trim off the excess of that paper and then go off camera and machine stitch through those. So yep, I've come back now. I have machine stitched through and I've used just a white thread. I didn't want it to stand out too much. I just, again, you know, I just wanted it to add a little bit of texture to the page. And I really like how that looks. And I have kind of scuffed up the edges a little bit and bent some of the paper back. And it actually worked out rather well because the paper underneath on the mustard one, it was like that light blue which is in the word do, and then it had I think some like taxis on the other side, but I made sure that none of those were on show and I just folded some of the paper back which reveals a little pop of that light blue on the page. So now I'm just committing and sticking everything back down where I wanted it to go. I'm going to pop some of my embellishments up on foam. I'm going to stick some flat and the chipboard, I've got some chipboard geotags which I'm going to add onto this page, and I use wet glue just to stick those down, even though they were sticky anyway, but with chipboard it does tend to pop off eventually, and just using a wet glue makes sure that doesn't come off at a later date. Now, I spent a lot of time messing around with those strips at the top. I couldn't decide on what embellishments I wanted to add up there. And I flicked through lots of different things that I have in this collection. Like I said, I think I need to buy some more. But nothing would work. So I decided just to use some thickers from my stash and write the word fishing at the top. Obviously there isn't anything to do with fishing on this page apart from the photograph, so I'm going to add that up at the top and it's going to be like another title on this page, and it's going to say fishing, and then I'm going to finish it off with some tile stickers from one of my Simple Stories sticker books, and I'm going to finish that off with fishing together, which I think works really well because of the photograph of Dorothy and Dan Dan. And I do add some pink up there with those tile stickers, which I think works out really well. So the word fishing now is stuck down, and I use some white thickers for those, which are the Paige Evans ones. I've got like a bazillion packs of these because I love them. They're like the perfect size, and you get so many of the alphabets on there, and they do tend to last quite a while. I'm going to add some twine through my tag, and I'm going to tie that into a bow, which I find really fiddly to do, but I love how it looks. So I'm just playing around with that now and getting it how I like them. And I'm going to trim it down, so there's a little bit coming off the bottom, but not too much. And I really like how that looks. I am going to bring in some enamel dots, which I have for this collection. And just scatter those around my clusters. And I use just the tealy aqua colour ones and dot those around. I do pull them in again shortly. Oh, there's my youngest cat, Moxie, just showing everyone a bottom. She does disappear in a minute. And I think we do end up with a visit from my other cat in a second as well. So yeah, these are the tile stickers that I'm going to use. I can't remember if these are from the spring colours, or it might be the pastels. I thought I had them on my desk. Let's have a look. I think it might be the pastels. Lights, it's called the Colour Vibe Lights sticker book. And I'm going to add the word together underneath, and like I've done on, there's Pippa, that's my other cat. So they both made an appearance on this one, but Pippa likes to stand in front of the light and block it. So like I've done on a few layouts recently, I've been sticking down the tile stickers onto some cardstock, and then just cutting that out so that I can distress the edges as well, which adds more texture to the page. And it means then I can kind of move it around and decide where I want it to go, and it just makes it a little bit easier as well than sticking it directly onto your page. So I'm just going to distress that with my scissors, and I'm going to stick that under the word fishing at the top. I think I do add some enamel dots up there as well, just to tie it in with the rest of the page. And I think they kind of look like little bubbles coming from fish, so I think that works really well. So yeah, I'm going to stick that down, and then I am going to finish this page off with some splatters using one of my pearlescent paints. I think I use the it's the tealy aqua colour as well. So I'm still looking to see if there's anything else that I want to add to that top cluster. It's definitely what gives me the most kind of jip whilst creating this page, but nothing seemed to work. So in the end, I do decide just to add some enamel dots up there and leave it as it is. It is a very minimal layout, but I think sometimes, it's nice just doing something that doesn't have lots and lots going on. And then that way your photograph is the main focal point of the page. So that's a couple of enamel dots up there, and then I come in with my pearlescent paints and add some splatters. The original layout did have some mixed media in the background. I have mentioned in previous videos that mixed media is not my thing at all, but I do quite like the look of adding some painty splatters to a page. So my close-ups will be coming up now. Please do check out the Scrap Squad Facebook group and join in with this week's Scraplift. We'd love to see what you create as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.